Okay, I thought quickest way to probably show this was through a video, so there's nothing too magic about it. But going into my business rule, if we look at the configuration for this, click on edit there, and I have the condition for the ticket, obviously just on the update, because the ticket will have been created at the sort of early stage where the approval will kick off. But so the rule is simply once it becomes equal to approved, if it equals administration, and then the expected due date hasn't changed. So that's my condition to make it true. I think it should be adequate just to do the first one, but obviously when we build these business rules, we just want to pack it out a bit to ensure that different things don't obviously happen and force a true and then the rule to take place. As such, I've just got the action, which will be to update the additional information to say the ticket's been updated, and I've even thrown an extra one in there to say just assign it to a group for cab members. This was just obviously for testing purposes. And then, as mentioned, I've got it to perform at a later time, after a minute of the current date and time. So there's my rule. It's the only one that is currently active, as we will see. And then if I look at the business event viewer, which I've got refreshing every 5 seconds, we can see nothing is happening there. And then in my self-service, I've got no change approvals. So what we'll do from here is I'm going to create a ticket. And from this ticket, we will just say it's access required. I'm going to categorize it as an account administration task. We'll assign it to Deborah as such. So we can see here it goes to the help desk group. It's Deborah Kramer. And then I'm just going to change it to a high priority, and then I'm going to save this ticket. We'll keep it at due date time. That's not so important, but we'll see that this is where the approval process starts to take place. So the ticket's been saved, and then if we go into the self-service, you just bounce out and back in, we can see there's the approval process. So our department supervisor needs to approve this. So if I click on approve, it's change 107 and say yes and click on the approval, we can see that's been approved. And then let's just close ticket 137 and then let's reopen it again. So we can see here now that the actual status has been approved, but that's obviously, as I say, the change request as opposed to the ticket. And then we can see some system updates because we've committed to the ticket. They're starting to run, and they will actually go and check whether there needs to be a business rule that needs to be enforced. What I'll do, let me just jump into the database backend just so we can sort of see what's going on there. So when we go to the tables, and in particular the one we are interested in is the Telmas. So this is where the help desk tickets are stored. And we should be able to go to the last one there. And you'll see that the last modified date there is 17/21. I think the change ones are held in here. And we'll see 17/22. So although we approved it, as you can see, there's no modified date on the actual help desk ticket, but there is on the change form. So that's why obviously the business rule decides to take action. It's obviously got to be doing it on the change form as opposed to a ticket. I think it could be an improvement if in the business rules you could do something on an updated ticket as well as just a new ticket and a send notification. But nevertheless, that's what we've got to play with. and then this will obviously enforce. Just waiting for that to kick off. What I'm going to do while I'm just waiting for that to do is I'm just going to pause the video until it comes to the next stage. Okay, unfortunately I couldn't find the pause button. My new version of this recording editor wasn't there, but nevertheless, as you can see, the system rules have kicked in, and now it's enforcing this change approval to kick in. So the reason why that is, a system event has actually went out to have a look to see what business rules are enabled and which ones have a condition that ring true. It has, as I say, I've only got the one in for just obviously for simplicity. I've only got the one enabled, and it has seen the condition is true, so it is going to enforce those actions at this particular time. And just as a sort of extension onto that, if we go back out of here, you'll see all the business rules are dependent on the job monitor settings. So you can see there's a 2-minute cycle that runs. So, you know, although something is to be done immediately, it does have to go through the 2-minute cycle, and then depending on how many jobs are actually in the queue is how many it will process every sort of 2 minutes as well. So some things can run longer, so just bear that in mind. So that's pending, and that will enforce an update. If I just jump over to the help desk tickets, we can see there's nothing here at the moment, and it's still assigned to the help desk. But when that completes, we should see some updates in the ticket. I'm just going to apologise that this one is dragging on. I will, when I upload it to YouTube, I'll put some little comments in, and I'll obviously say where you can just sort of fast forward to, just so we can miss out the waiting time. Okay, so we can see that rules run. System updates events going through its last state, so once they've gone, that should sort of completely cancellate and the queue will be empty again. Let's just quickly go back into this ticket. So you can see now, probably a good thing that I didn't edit the video, but we can see the additional information has been updated to say the actions performed, and we can see it's changed from the help desk group to the CAPA members. So obviously that doesn't make any sort of sense because we were going the other way around from approval to technicians, but hopefully as you see that's pretty much what the rule's done. It doesn't look a million miles away from what you've already recorded in your configuration, but again, just to sort of show you, the business rule is an update on the tickets. The most important thing here, in my opinion, is the change request status equals approved, and it's running a minute after that time. So hopefully this helps, gives some indication, and this is also running release 2 for Trackit. So if I go to about Trackit, you will see 20.20.2.95.